Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Innocent and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused on fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our different social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions and to create space for all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of mental health and education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan: support, protect, and empower each child through youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. We recognize that in valuing our children's leadership potential, this also translates as recreating and co-creating environments, both socially and politically, that will enable our children to thrive. For those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Sunday. We actually are dropping a thought piece, so definitely be sure to meander over to the website and check out our online content. Now, if it is the case that you're looking for a listening alternative, well, we're available wherever podcasts are playing, and we provided you with access to a few links down below. Now, as is the convention, be sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you are aware of every time we post. And of course, if you like these conversations, you want to keep them going, like, comment, and share this segment. Let's get into it. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And today's topic of discussion is mental wellness. On the conversation of mental wellness, we're going to be talking about the tricky conversation around intimidation and how our attitudes around intimidation and to what we feel inclined to be intimidated by, how that can really impact our sense of wellness. Because living scared isn't living at all, so they say. So I want to talk a little bit about that, because I think that there are situations in life that are going to be intimidating. They're going to be daunting. There's going to feel like a big bite to chew. And there's going to be other situations that want to present themselves as intimidating, that want to present themselves as to be revered and to be feared. And I think that those scenarios where you have individuals who seek to intimidate you, I don't think that they should get what they want. And I think that a lot of the times, those who bully are the people who have the big egos with a lot of work behind it, right? And a lot of that work doesn't get done because we concede and we bend to the will of those who seek to intimidate and to give themselves that validation that they're the big, bad, scary wolf. And so I want to have the conversation here because I allow myself to be intimidated by the things that I know are going to create growth and expansion in me. If it's going to create growth, if it's going to create expansion, I'm intimidated and I am ready to rise to the occasion. However, if the source of what is seeking to intimidate me is just seeking to silence me, seeking to have me bend to their will, seeking to have me change the course of action that I would typically take in order to concede to what they would want me to take, then that's not the kind of intimidation that I would bend to, because that's going to impact me on a negative basis. I need to be in alignment, 100% alignment to my highest self. And if that alignment means I speak up and speak out about the things that have taken place, I'm going to do that. And if you seek to intimidate me because I am doing that, it's going to make me louder, because I am not the kind of human who yields to the kinds of human that seek to intimidate, to threaten, and to scare. I don't scare easily. I think that if anyone has any sort of purview into the last few years of my life, it is a true indication of my threshold to manage and work through very fear-mongering situations. And I think that it's only to my advantage. And it's been a growing curve the whole way. I think I've always had this inner orientation around fear that makes me feel inclined to kind of press toward and through it. But I think that has more than amplified, given the amount of stalking that I've experienced, some of the threatening that I've experienced. And I think that when you experience this kind of intimidation and when you recognize it for what it is, fear. The real source of it is fear of exposure, fear of consequences, fear of accountability. And they're all valid fears. They're all valid fears if you've done the kinds of things that would warrant you to be fearful. But the response to that fear is to rise up, be the person who seeks to do better in life, not to find a way to cover up your wrongdoings. No one grows that way. And I don't think we help and enable each other's growth by allowing people to feel like they can get away with the things that they do with so much bravado, right? And a lot of the times, like, people are so bold and confident about what they're doing when they think that they're not going to get caught. And so it's interesting because people are often sorry that they get caught. They're not sorry that they did the act, or they wouldn't have done it, to be honest with you. And I think that a lot of the times when intimidation works, it gives this false sense of superiority, or this false sense of being above reproach, of being above reprisal, and no one is. It's just that you meet your day when you meet your day. It's never going to be the day that you want, but it's going to be a day that takes place at some time here or in the hereafter. There's never going to be an opportunity for you to skirt the consequences. I mean, think about the way that we've rewritten our perspective on history. The same history, different attitudes, right? It's because we've recognized that rather than celebrate the kinds of people who made history by conquering and by torturing and by really demeaning and diminishing and subjugating and doing all these horrific things, we're now placing them where they belong, right? So their immortality, I'm sure, which is what they were looking for in the conquest that they achieved, ended up being notoriety, right? So even beyond the grave, you get what you get, your dues come to you. So that's my attitude towards intimidation. I think that when you're intimidated by a new opportunity, jump towards it. I think that intimidation is only going to push you, is going to stretch you, is going to challenge you in all the right ways. It's going to challenge your beliefs, challenge your conventions, challenge the way that you show up in the world, and it might even shift and change the way that you show up in the world. And all of that is for the better version of you, right? And I think that a lot of the times that the growth that life demands of us in the challenges and the obstacles that we face day in and day out is going to be intimidating and threatening to the parts of us that maybe aren't going to come to that next level. And I think that it's okay to let go of the parts of you that were good and they served you for this point in time in your life, but you also need to not be so attached to what you understand and what you know of yourself that you keep yourself from becoming and from flourishing and blooming into the person that your experiences are pulling and extracting out of you. And that is done with boldness, that is done with fearlessness, that is done with eyes wide open, recognizing your value, recognizing your potential, and recognizing your personal power when you do not allow the situations, people, and places in your life to intimidate you. So anyone who's trying, let them know that you can try, but it's not going to work. If anyone's trying to silence you, you can try, but it's going to make me louder. So the best thing to do is to pay the piper, right? Deal with the consequences, grow as a human being, whether that's alone or whether that's with the people that you were working with, but intimidate, that course of action will not prevail, will not succeed. In any case, that was the topic for today for mental wellness, living your best life in alignment. In alignment means you're not making choices from a fear-based place. You're making choices from an aware place of alignment, a place of mindfulness, a place of intention, a place where you feel that what you're communicating is in alignment with what you believe to be true and what you value and what you recognize needs to be communicated at that point in time. And of course, pick your time as accordingly as you need to, but don't ever allow yourself to feel like you have to shift the way that you show up because of those who want you to show up or not show up a specific way. In any case, that was the conversation for today. That was it, but definitely not all. Now, before letting it go, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that we will be going live at least twice a month, every month for the foreseeable future on our Facebook page, so definitely be sure to tune in. Now, these events are paid events, so if you do see yourself participating in our community on an ongoing basis, then I do suggest that you take a look at one of our package plans. Yes, so we do offer package plans over and above our live events, as well as access to webinars and workshops largely focused on self-mastery over and above those events. So check it out. Be part of our game changer community. Be part of the change that you want to see, allowing us a small role to play in your journey. We are on the road to 1K, so we invite you to follow us across all of our social media platforms, and we look forward to having with all of you very soon. We'll talk to you later.
Feel like no one's listening. Some days I just feel like the world's into me. Some days cause I'm so paranoid.